Good morning, dear student. Welcome back, student. Here we are going to start the next topic in EVS, and that name of this chapter is waste generation. Okay, and in this chapter we will study about the waste generation and its types. Okay, means from which type the waste is generating. All right, is producing. So here in this chapter we will discuss the main 5 points, and the first is industrial waste, means the waste coming from industries, from agriculture, that is called agricultural waste, and household waste, and municipal and medical, right? So these the 5 points we will discuss here. And firstly I just going to start this topic with introduction of this chapter. In introduction, some few good points are there. Just class these points, you learn it, okay? And the question also may become an exam on these points. So the question, the para, the thing that is going to start, which is waste is a thing or commodity. Waste is a thing or commodity that is no longer usable, although it although all living forms generate waste product, yet man ranks at the top. On average, a man generates 300 to 500 kg of waste in a year. In US and other European countries, this figure crosses 700 kg. In India alone, the population is more than 100 crore. Just imagine the amount of waste that is added to the surrounding. All activities of man generate waste. Most of the waste is generated from household activity. Some are waste coming from factories, offices, and agriculture. Urban areas release more waste than village. Most of the waste are very harmful. All right. So on the basis of form, the waste may be solid, liquid, or it may be gas. So this is discussing about solid waste, liquid waste, and gaseous waste, right? So the solid waste is generated from construction, from mining, from demolition, etc. Right? What the waste is coming, that is it is a solid waste. Liquid waste, it is generated from sewage, tanneries. What is tanneries? Tanneries are class. This point is given in the new term. The fourth point, tanneries means the leather factory, right? The factory in which the leather is made up, is make up. So that factory are leather factories. They are called tanneries. So it is a liquid waste. I'm reading again here. The liquid waste, it is generated from sewage, from tanneries, textile, and other factories, right? The last is gaseous waste. It is generated from the smoke released from the factories and vehicles. Okay, so it is was discussion about solid, liquid, and gaseous waste. Now the next now the point is start, that is waste generation. So waste generated from the number of sources. The major number of sources of waste are, this point I am repeating again here, that is agriculture waste, municipal waste, industrial waste, medical waste, and household waste, right? If you say household waste and domestic waste, both are the same word, okay? And after this, now the next point means we will discuss one by one all these points. So the first point is that is industrial waste. I'm going to start. So industrial waste. Industries produce maximum amount of waste. Almost all industries add waste to the environment. Okay, their waste is not only large in volume, but it is also hazardous. And for example, in industry, some few types of factories we are discussing about, and what the waste is coming out from these factories. So here the first I am taking a factory, that is tanneries. Tanneries are, they are the leather factory. Okay, so tanneries are the factories where leather is made. the main source of raw material for this industry is the dead animal. Their skin is refined to make leather. In this process, tanneries add solid, liquid, and gaseous waste. The liquid waste released by tanneries is very toxic, right? So this point is a little more important. The last line what I speak here, and that's and the liquid waste released by tanneries is very toxic, right, class? After this point, and now the next point is coming, that is iron and in steel industries. This industries uses coal, lime, manganese, iron ore, and water as raw material. All of them add large amount of waste. To make 1 ton of steel, more than 1 lakh liter of water is required. I am repeating this one. To make 1 ton of steel, more than 1 lakh liter of water is required. Okay. A number of acids are released like sulfuric acid. And what is the formula of sulfuric acid? That is H2SO4. Next is hydrochloric acid. What is the formula? That is HCl, etc. Large amount of ashes. Ashes means smoke powder. What the ashes, that's called ashes. Okay. This point is also mentioned in the new term. So you can see pottery waste. Pottery waste, that is a ash. Okay, as ashes. So large amount of ash and dust is also left as waste. Next is textile, means what the clothes we are using, that is textile waste. So variety of fibers are used in a textile mill like cotton, woolen, silk, synthetic, etc. For dyeing the fiber, a lot of water is used. Means for the dyeing the fiber, means if you if the dyeing of fiber is done in industry, a lot of it is done by the lot of water, so a lot of water is used. When this water is released as waste, it is mixed with a number of chemicals, right, class? So all of the very simple and very clear things, right? I hope you should not there should not be any confusion in understanding. The next is distilleries. Okay, so variety of beverage and alcohol is manufactured at the distilleries. They use a lot of water, grains, and molasses. Okay, and a large vessel known as still is used to distill. Means what is mentioned here, it's an important point. A large vessel known as still, right, is used to distill, in which the distillation is done, and a large amount of waste is left in this still. Okay, now the next point is thermal plant. All thermal power plants need some fuel. Okay, so and as a fuel we use coal. Coal is a major fuel used to make steam, which operate the generator. Tons of ash is left behind. It is also the waste. Okay, it is very fine ash, but therefore it is also called fly ash. Means it will be sometime fly in the environment with the air. Okay, so it's called fly ash. When coal is burnt, other gases are also released along with smoke as gaseous waste. Right. Now next is the nuclear power plant. Nuclear power plant generate large amount of energy, but at the same time its waste is also very much harmful. Uranium and plutonium are major raw material used in the generation of a nuclear power plant. Its waste remain radioactive for thousands of years. Okay, therefore as a waste can bring harm even to the coming generation, right? So it is the effect of waste product what is coming out from the nuclear power plant, right? Because what the waste what is getting out, what's coming out, it is also radioactive. Okay, and it may be effective to any biological body, whether animal, whether a plant, whether any human being, and some and anyone, right? So various methods are being discussed at the international level of dispose of this waste, because this waste is radioactive. Okay, this radioactivity is done, and in the further classes you will study in science about the radioactivity. Okay, so now the next point is coming: oil refineries. Petroleum is the chief source of power in the modern time. In raw form, it is available in the form of mud. It is refined in the oil refinery to get petrol, diesel, kerosene oil, and a number of chemical etc. we obtain from petroleum. And while refining it releases a large amount of gaseous and liquid waste, right? So these are the waste in the form of liquid and gas. And apart from the above mentioned resources, a waste is also generated by several other sources like paper industry, sugar industry, fertilizer industry, rubber industry, and etc. Right? So class, this is all we have discussed about the waste generation, what is coming out from different types of industries, like about tanneries, what the waste product is coming out from iron and steel industry, and we have discussed one by one some other things. So class, today we have done in this video about the waste product what is coming out from the industrial side, right? Some other 4 points are left, and we will discuss one by one in the next video. Till then class, goodbye and take care, and read what the part I have explained you. Okay, and learn the new terms. Class, goodbye.